Okay, team. um, Short video on how to navigate through HTG Manager Group site and so that you can use it for reference. From the home page, there's some instructional videos which you can access by clicking the icons there. It pops up with the selection of videos. You click on the clipboard and the video will play. You can also click on the HTG TV icon or on the header, and you will get the same videos. So if you put in your user details, password, make sure you got the reference ID correct, and then click login. You'll be presented with the WCA group site. If you want to know which site you're on, because we will be navigating through several sites at any one time, the bottom right hand corner gives you your username and the site you are currently connected to or viewing. So if you click on view all sites, there's a number of icons there, and this is group listing. The number of sites, view all sites, gives you a list of all the sites that we've got configured within the group. These sites can actually be members of any group. So what we've got is the live academies are linked in there, so there's 4. We've got the pre-conversions, which are 3 different sites, and we've got the teaching school, which has its own site. Now if you click onto you can go direct to a site from the group view, so you can click on any site and go direct to that site. So I've clicked on Wakefield. If you note bottom right, I am now Mike Ramsey connected to Wakefield City Academy. Also note the 2 houses at the top. The blue house, if you click it, you go to the main dashboard of the local site. If you want to go back to the group site, you click the reddy brown house. So if I click on Financial Planner, I'm actually still in Wakefield and I've still got the 2 house icons at the back. I've also got an icon at the top saying TV. Now if I press that icon, I get the application instructional videos for the application I'm connected to. So if I click the group site icon, it then takes me back to the main group site. If I click on the financial planner within the group, I get a list of all the different groups, and if I click live academies, for example, I get the 4 academies, so I can see all the stats and all the information across all the academies we're viewing, which is very useful to understand where each academy is in comparison with each other. If you click any of the sites within the group, within any application, you can go direct to that particular site. So I clicked Wakefield City within the group financial planning module, and it takes me straight through to that particular site. Click the group to come back. I come back to the group dashboard. Don't forget, bottom right tells me it's WCA group and my username, and I've only got 1 house icon. So if I click the academy key dial, I'm presented with the groups. Note the groups are standard throughout all the applications which are set up in Group Manager. I click on, I can navigate back to the main dashboard of the group by clicking the navigation line. If I click on live sites, I get the same list. So the 4 live academies or schools we're working with are there. We can click the top little key dial. So if I click a site here, I go direct to that particular site's key dial. If I click the icon on the top right, we are presented with the dynamic key dials of each site, which again is fantastic for us to look at the individual criteria in comparison with each site. Again, you've got the TV icon, so you click that, you get the supporting videos, instructional videos. Obviously no Oscars will be awarded with these videos, but hey ho, they are instructional. So if we click on pre-conversion and click the small academy key dial on the top right, we're presented with the pre-conversion key dial. Again, a fantastic tool for us to understand where we are across multiple sites. You can click any of the sections within the key dial and it will take you to that section on that particular site. You will be presented with the two houses at the top, and the bottom right will indicate which site you are connected to. If you click center of the key dial, it will take you to that site's full key dial. So I've clicked on here. I'm at Hemsworth Academy and Arts College, the conversion. Again, I've got the two houses at the top, and I've got the actual main key dial presented to me, which is the default key dial. I can navigate back to the home of that particular site I'm connected to by clicking the blue icon, which takes me back to the main dashboard, or I can navigate across the navigation line to the Academy key dial of that particular site. Note, bottom right tells me I'm at Hemsworth Art and College, so I've now got the Academy key dial. So on this particular one, we've got the default Academy key dial, which is now classed as our conversion one, and we've got the Academy due diligence key dial, and we did a conversion risk register for a test when we were working with the project managers. So due diligence key dial, click on that and you're there. You note you've still got the option to go back to the group site, or the bottom right tells you the site you're working on. So go back to group, we're clicking Document Manager. Document Manager is a means to distribute documentations without copying everybody via email. It provides a link, a dynamic link to the document, gives an audit trail of who's accessing the document, and it means we only need to have one document uploaded in a controlled way that we can all access and share. So if we put something in one of these folders, that document will always be correct and update, and the one that we're all looking at, rather than being out of sync because we're looking at documents we got emailed 14 months ago. So on this particular one, so we are looking at the board papers. So I've created a drive called board papers. This is to enable the trust to post into this folder the papers that they want to be submitted to the board as and when they are generating them. So we've got pre-board, presented to the board, approved by the board, and rejected by the board folders. The documents can automatically be moved around these folders, so the business can put them in one folder and the administrator can move them into the relevant folders as and when required. So we've got the business, education and finance sections, and so we've got pre-board, presented to board, and approved by the board and rejected by the board. So the different elements within the business can actually populate the papers that they believe that they need to be presented to the board as and when they generate them. They can post them into the pre-board folder as and when. There's no predetermined time, and it's more sensible to do it when it's relevant and they're working on it. So they're posting it into a single folder, which is pre-board papers. So we're in pre-board papers, and we can see all the documents or all the papers that the business believes needs to be submitted to the board. Now someone needs to make a decision, because obviously the board meets at certain times, so there'll be priorities. We can't meet to discuss every element that the different sections of the business want to talk about at that time. So business, education and finance will have to make some decisions of what they want presenting to the board in their priority order. So the different business sections will actually then, when the board meeting is confirmed, move the relevant documents or papers that they believe should be presented to the next board meeting. That's a simple drag and move by the administrator working with each department or each section within the trust. So we've got presented to the board, so we've got a reduced list in priority that needs presented to the board. The board then look at it and they simply then either approve or reject, which reject might be require further information, but there's a certain process. So we end up with a workflow. So the business, education and financial elements will generate their papers to the board as and when they are working on the various things that they're doing. that presented to the board, the different sectors will actually make a decision what they want presenting to the board in their priority order, on the understanding that we're not going to get overloaded, we're not going to be dumped on, it's not justintime.com, there's got to be planning and preparation right across the board. So it is required that these documents are posted and presented to the board 1 week and 1 day before the board meeting. So we end up with a reduced priority list that gets presented to this folder. This enables the CEO and the chair to decide what is priority and needs presenting to the board, and that will be done 1 week before the board meeting. This gives the chair and the CEO to look through the priorities and to make a decision whether there's adequate time within the board meeting to achieve the outcomes that the different sectors of the business require. So the CEO and the chair may reduce this priority even further. But working in this way, the probability is that we will end up with more approvements by the board because we were all working in sync and understand the process. 1 week, 1 day, the business sectors need to provide the reduced papers. There's no point dumping everything into there because it'll just get filtered back by the CEO and the chair. Everybody working with high visibility and seeing every part of the business. Thank you.